Welcome back to Beautiful Mind again today. I'm Roland Attenborough. I'm the leading GANN scientific and analytical researcher. Today, earlier, we were discussing our sine wave. I had a really good question from a viewer to carry on the counts right here, and that, sorry, my last video, I don't know what's going on, why it got blurry and whatnot. So today, we're going to be just talking about these counts. So I've listed the counts here on the side so that we could therein go look at them. Now remember, now with these counts here, we don't have to necessarily use this bottom right here. As we've been doing, we could use this here and this one here. And you know, quite frankly, I think we should take a count from there, because William would have done the very same thing. So we're just going to take a little look now, okay? So we're saying the 10, 11, and 12. So this first one concurs fairly well. Then we have the 18, 19, and into this 20. Then we have this 35, 36, and 37. And it looks like it's just a little lower right here in this part here. Well, it's pretty darn close right there. Our next counts are the 41 to 45. '45 ended up being a low part of the channel. The 46th hour, being up. Next in our count is 53 and 62. So by 53, it's saying that the count should end and we should start seeing a bunch of volatility. And that into 62, we have some sort of a lower area where we have a fall off, typically. And then by 66 and 67 and 69, we also have the ending of the wave. So we've looked at that. Let's go take a look at this inner one here, and we'll just take a reading on that one. So our 10, 11, and 12 is right here. 18, 19, into 20. 35, 36, 37. 41, well, it was actually right here, but 42 here. Excuse me, to 45. Then 53, it ends it. Then we have a move down, typically somewhere around to the 62, we have a bounce up. Our bounce down came at 59. We have 62 where we get a bounce up. And then we get the last move, which is the 66, all the way to 69. And by midnight or therein, this is the possible change in rollover. We might even just get this huge boost up, but in this week, you know that my ephemeris was calling for around 54 anyways too, and none of that would surprise me the least bit. Okay, so we're going to take a look now. This is 9.18%, and I'm going to run this out. And what we're going to do is line up our center bar now. I've talked to you about this tool. This tool is so important. These halfway points on the halfway point of the square. And you can see that we've bounced down and sat on the 618 point. Not quite on the 50%. That's showing immense strength right now. Excuse me. If we stay above this area, that's going to be really, really good. We've been talking about this. Now I drew on, a couple of angles here, and this one here is a 45-degree angle here. It's not really populating that. That's what it's showing, but well, it says the angle is on there. It's not showing it. Anyways, this is a 45-degree angle. This is a 1 times 2 or a 22.5. This is another 45-degree angle moving down, and this is a 67-degree or a 2 times 1 angle moving down. These two converge here. We have what I used to call, or you have known, that when two 45-degree angles cross, we have a gravity center. Price likes to vibrate back to those areas before retesting whether or not it's going to move back up and gain strength, or have a rejection and a further pushback and a move down to somewhere where we could expect a bottom. Right now, we've played around with 65 before. We could easily come back to this, so I've been talking to you about this. Next, we could easily come back to this 60 level. We've talked about this level right in here, and there's been a lot of stuff in here, right? We've had this big pop up, and we sat down on this area right here, right? It's just, this is a really major area, right? You can see it right from here. We just broke through, and this is a terrific place if you're looking to put a 45-degree angle on here. And I'm going to show you something really interesting as well. Okay, so let's just go back, because I wanted to just give you an idea of what you can expect. So, as you know, I'm a scientist and a researcher, so none of this kind of stuff scares me. I can just do this all day long. It's just, I love this. Okay, we're going to take this. Okay, guys, right? This is the 45-degree angle. I took this angle, this reading, and I put it over here. Okay, that's how this angle was generated from our sine wave. All right, so I'm going to take this sine wave now, and we're going to just take this 45, and we're going to march it along all our bottoms here, and we're going to measure it out. And I'm going to show you when we get to these areas and it gets confusing where this 45-degree angle needs to go on, you're going to see it goes on right here. Okay, so let's just move ahead. Okay, we squared out our top here. Okay, let's just move along. Let's not get too excited about, our findings. This is mathematical. So here, this squared out, but we stayed below this angle here, which is, always showing signs of it could roll back over. So, taking this 45-degree angle now, we can see it squared out and was capturing the run here, okay? So let's now put this right on there, just like that, right? Just like I said, we have to take from this part of the sine wave, the top, where it's challenging it, and we get to a point where we don't know where a proper place to go is. When the asset gets strong, it gets over its old top. Never buy the asset while it's moving up like this. This is a bull trap area. You can get taken out so fast here. Buy when the asset jumps above and sits on its old top. That's the safest time to buy. William Gann states that all the time in all his books and courses. I, of course, own all of them. They cost me about $22,000 to $25,000 for all those things back in 1998. I also took the only forecasting course, and I won the 6 of the 12 gold coins for that. Okay, let's stay focused here. This top here, right here, is our 45-degree angle, and it squares out our top terrifically. And we had a tumultuous move back to this, and we pierced through it and generated enough energy to get back and sit on this. So let's just keep moving on here. So this is our sine wave angle. When it breaks it, it means a bottom. Every time it breaks it, means it's back to a new bottom. Do you think it's squaring it out here? It's looking pretty good there. As soon as we break that angle, it's back to another bottom. As soon as we break that angle, it's back to a new bottom. As soon as we break this angle, it's back to a new bottom. As soon as you break this angle, it's a new bottom. Here's our friend. When you break this angle, you're back to a new bottom. Is this our new bottom? Is this our new bottom? Let's make that a little bigger and let's just take a look at that. We've got our counts on here. Let's just go take a look, right? Oops, sorry. There we go. We have 9.18. I'm stating right now that it is possible and likely staying above this channeling top right here. And you can see we sat down perfectly right on this, just rested right on it. If we do not stay above this, we're going to be continuously seeking out another lower low. However, staying above this 50% level here indicates that we will be pressing upon and re-challenging our top. If we show signs of weakness here and become rejected, that would mean a move back down, and we would be crossing this 45-degree angle and sitting back right here. If we were to hold this area in our count, we would have a very good chance at moving up. What would that be to that crossing? That would be our 62 and 63. And we have a count for a bounce up before we have a bottom at 66 and 69. So, looking at this, we could have a bounce up, move down, and this could equate to an area where we have a move up and a bounce, and our lower low not breaking this. We could sit out here quite easily. We could sit right out here, balance this bottom out here, and sitting on these old tops in this channel here. That's right. We could get another major boost up, and this angle is cutting through this area of the chart here. And looking at that, if we do get a rejection, it will be back down to here. And just the energy, you can see these whipsaw moves are quick. So this is what we're faced with. Here's our counts. I've put on our angles here. This is our sine wave angle. We've squared out this angle with our top. Breaking this angle means seeking out a bottom. Are we further seeking out another bottom? Well, my opinion will be failing to get above this top will indicate yes. It would. Breaking above this would be a great sign of strength, and a higher bottom at the end of this month is that would be so terrific. Instead of having this tumultuous turn down to about 54, you know, that would be really nice if we could stay up this high here. That would give me a lot of confidence, you know, especially when we sit on this 73.6 here, 73.7. I'll be a buyer as long as it doesn't sit below, you know. So is this going to happen? Well, it's possible and likely, and as we've been forecasting, this month there's a lot of volatility, and we're expecting a whipsaw top and a bottom here, right when Jupiter has made it into the 13th degree of the zodiac in Gemini, just as it did 12 years ago. Mars also takes 18 months or 540 days to do one cycle. So when Mars is back where it was when we were making all these moves up and around this area. So yeah, guys, it's there's a lot of volatility around and a lot of energy. So we were calling for these tops, but just be vigilant, you know. They could be looking for your stops again. So if you're a swing trader here, make sure that you've kept your stops far enough below that they're not going to be catching them if they start looking for them. Because if we start dropping, we can do that really fast. Anyways, peace and love to you guys. I just want to say thank you very much for having me as a guest. I have a summer sale on. You guys can hit me up if you have any questions about this stuff. Peace and love, and just be safe trading out there. There's a lot of volatility as we've been postulating and forecasting. Peace and love, guys.